crumbling city stretched beneath a towering statue, its shadow hanging over the ruins like a warning from forgotten legends. Qin stared at the wreckage in shock, realizing the ruins looked like a modern city and reminded him of the tower in City. A horde of monsters burst from the ground, shaking the ruins as Qin warned everyone to stay alert. A protective spell flared around him as he raised his shield, while a staff-wielding ally cast with steady confidence. Qin charged forward, fury burning through him as the monster lunged to attack. A violent strike exploded around him, forcing him to brace against the overwhelming impact. The archer, his magic as Qin, warned that even ordinary monsters here hit harder than silver-rank bosses. With steady focus, the archer released binding shot at the approaching beast. Urgency cut through the air as he shouted orders to his allies, rallying them for the fight ahead. A fierce staff-wielding warrior lifted her weapon high, conjuring a blazing fireball above her head. Flames erupted as Qin unleashed his power, driving the battle to its peak. Victory sparked through the ruined streets as he celebrated the monster's defeat, his excitement spreading through the group. He ordered his magical ally to send her owl ahead for scouting, and the young woman raised her staff, ready to obey. A swarm of monsters gathered in the distance, urged Qin to find Boss Shadow, but he was alarmed to learn there were no safe zones in this dangerous place. The owl glided over the empty city and spotted glowing loot to the northwest. Qin quickly realized it pointed to the boss's full inventory. Monsters slipped out of the shadows, and a young woman shouted a warning to the group. Qin led the retreat, telling everyone to stay sharp and hold formation while fighting off the attackers. Monstrous figures crawled from the darkness, but he faced them without backing down. He released a swift shadow slash, cutting through the small monsters with brutal speed and precision. The desolate city spread before them, heavy with secrets, as Qin revealed the hideout's importance to the team. Ancient ruins concealed a vast underground palace, and he explained that it held thousands of resting rooms and grand halls. The hideout's massive doors rose out of the darkness, as Qin described it as City's largest hideout and the base of his guild. Inside, ghostly blue flames drifted past skeletal guardians with red eyes, proving his warning true. The larger the hideout, the stronger its guardian. Qin moved through the dim corridor, remembering his past life as the leader of the God Slayer Guild. He stared into a dark spiraling shaft, weighing the strange reality twisting below him. He stood firm as flying figures circled around him, declaring his strength without hesitation. Shadowy figures surrounded him, but his resolve did not waver. A menacing elemental spirit loomed ahead, its power pressing down like a storm, and Qin stepped forward to face it. Darkness closed in as he raised his weapon against the shadows around him. A sharp blue wave of energy burst from him, tearing toward the shadowy enemies ahead. He followed with a shadow slash, slicing through the darkness with clean precision. A concentrated blast of energy shot from Qin toward an unseen enemy hidden in the shadows. He prepared to strike, knowing his attacks would hit even harder while the enemies were blinded. Glowing orbs surrounded him as he reflected on defeating the 15 small monsters in the hall. He scanned the light-filled area and realized hidden monsters were everywhere. Clearing them out could help evolve Greedy Hand again. Among the ancient ruins, Qin planned his next move against the remaining small monsters. A guardian boss appeared behind him, its presence filling the area with tense energy. A magic circle glowed in the ornate library as Qin stood beside his capable female ally. He wondered if this was the god's abandoned continent, struck by a strange sense of familiarity. Storm clouds gathered over the ruined city, while a companion pointed toward the decaying buildings in surprise. Qin stared at the ruins of London in shock, overwhelmed by the destruction as another character cried out in alarm. The truth hit him hard as he realized he may have been transported to the ruins of his own. A sudden sound shattered the silence, startling him and the person beside him. Red-eyed creatures loomed ahead, and Qin immediately warned the others to run. Buildings collapsed around him as chaos erupted, his terrified shout echoing through the devastated streets. An orange sky hung over the ominous city, where glowing orbs rose hauntingly from the water. Qin gestured calmly, reassuring his companions that there were no monsters nearby. Unease crept through the city as Captain and suggested waiting for everyone to level up. One teammate wondered where they would respawn if they died, while another urged the group not to rush into danger. Scattered loot glittered around him, and Qin's desire for the gold drops stirred as he considered contacting Shadow about them. A fierce wave of energy burst from him, lighting up the tense surroundings. Glowing energy filled the air as he stood victorious, declaring that every last minion had finally been defeated. Qin reflected on the countless monsters he had slain and the experience he had gained. In the dim silence, he considered his evolving abilities and realized he needed only 5 more points to evolve Greedy Hand. Calling out to his brother, he mentioned the unclaimed drops left behind by the monsters. He proposed a payment for the items they had taken, his tone calm and calculating. Lightning cracked around him as the statue loomed behind, framing the power he summoned. Bolts surged around Qin, lighting his confident stride through the storm. A heavy silence settled as he faced the unseen guardian and announced its arrival. The storm intensified as Qin prepared his attack. He remembered how deadly the guardian spirit's thunder skills had been in his past life, but this time he was ready and unleashed instant shadow slash without hesitation. Electric energy crackled around him, marking the start of a formidable transformation. A dark whirlwind spiraled as Qin struck, slashing the target's throat with ruthless fury. Electricity gathered around him as he focused it into a glowing spear. Lightning bore down on him, and he calculated his chances while preparing to dodge. In his previous life, he had disguised himself as a hybrid priest in the Shamer's Guild, but this time he chose to fight back with everything he had. Qin rushed the boss, refusing to give it even a single chance to retaliate. Lightning orbs crackled around him, and he destroyed one with fierce concentration. A past failure weighed on him as he remembered Qin refusing to play after their last loss. This time, he left her out of the raid, and the team succeeded. He launched a green dart through swirling blue energy, aiming straight at the monstrous threat. Qin attacked the glowing orbs, knowing each one destroyed would weaken the soul purifier and bring victory closer. Electricity surged around him as he braced to block the incoming attack. Blue lightning wrapped around Qin as he absorbed the electric energy, his focus unshaken by the chaos. He stood firm in the storm, remembering the dangers he had survived during relentless monster attacks. Lightning slammed into the ground as Qin channeled its power, ready to strike from above. Bolts raged around him while he gathered electrical energy to bring down his opponent from the air. Qin raised a dark light shield, channeling his strength to withstand the monster's relentless assault. Energy surged around him, and shock flashed across his face as he sensed a new threat. Electricity cracked through the air as Qin unleashed a powerful attack amid the storm of energy and lightning. He focused hard, summoning blue energy to counter the danger ahead. Standing over the defeated soul purifier, Qin received multiple rewards, gained a major level boost, earned new attributes and evolution points, and added more to secure his survival. A victorious aura surrounded him as he celebrated the hard-won battle. In the dim room, Qin explained the hideout's abilities to his companions. Abandoned military vehicles sat useless in the ruins, and he reflected that even nuclear bombs had become obsolete from the very beginning. A magical barrier covered the city, as Qin explained that future battles would depend on power gained from the dangerous game. Energy swirled around him as he remembered his past life and vowed not to repeat the same mistakes. This time, he would grow strong alone and climb to the top. Rain soaked the dark forest as Qin stood alone, weighed down by memories and the chaos around him. A muscular beastman lifted a massive axe, ready to bring it crashing into the rain-soaked ground. Qin urgently warned the terrified woman to get out of the way. The storm raged as he lay on the ground, surrounded by a blue magical aura. Qin realized he had lost 14 years of non-tradable and another 2 days of tradable. Frustration erupted between two players after the brutal setback. Qin yelled at the female player, stunned that they had still lost to such a massive axe. He accused his teammate of failing to draw aggro during the fight, his anger breaking through. Panic surged as someone screamed for help with the boss chasing close behind, while Yu watched in shock. A bright magic circle glowed as Qin knelt beside the exhausted figure on the ground. A blue-haired player suggested farming small monsters to level up, worried about their low, while the bespectacled teammate listened calmly. A grand clock tower overlooked the town square as Qin learned he was the first to defeat a platinum-grade boss, earning valuable reputation points. Disbelief swept through the group after the platinum boss kill, and Qin wondered why others struggled so much against weaker enemies. A grand statue towered over the shattered room as he stood among the debris, deep in thought. A radiant glow marked his rise to level 11. Qin weighed the benefits, planned to invest in agility for stronger stealth, and marveled at the 20 evolution points gained from the boss. Excitement surged through him as he revealed the boosted loot bonus, 5 new items, and an extra 100 storage slots. Qin raised his glowing fist, energy spilling outward as he prepared for the next fight. He examined 2 assassin items and a skill book, noting that he was still for them. Electricity gathered around a commanding figure as a frantic subordinate cowered beneath the crackling power. A blue-skinned character collected the palace loot while Qin watched, already planning his next move. Energy pulsed around him as disbelief set in. The item could absorb non-tradable orbs. In the shimmering mystical landscape, Qin realized he would never run out of non-tradable again. A messaged him to congratulate him on the first platinum boss kill, then reported that Xian had logged out and was heading to a family gathering at restaurant. At restaurant, the revealed that Xian's family had bought a massive amount of and planned to turn it into in-game combat power. A cloaked figure stood firm as a distressed character conjured glowing orbs, insisting that eliminating Xian was crucial for survival. Qin displayed his gathered items with satisfaction, proud of his efficient storage use, and decided to sell everything. A looming shadow drew the group's attention, turning focus into alarm as warned everyone to be careful and gasped in concern. An excited young woman rushed toward Qin, joy radiating from her as she closed the distance. The negotiation grew tense as a bold woman took control, offering to the calculating Qin. A masked man listened as the enthusiastic woman valued their traded items at 2,000, then calmly accepted the deal. Among the ruined city, a stranger advised Qin about a hidden staircase beneath the stone statue. It led to a teleport circle back to the starting village, costing 500 to return but nothing to come back. A heated debate broke out as a confident woman argued that someone had to be to know so much hidden information. A playful woman posed flirtatiously, suggesting she might try charming Shadow instead. Qin felt uncertain. The situation had become far more complicated than he expected. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.